Video entry number 10, March 9th, 2025. Literally, I thought it was video entry number 9. I was really thinking to myself, like, ooh, 9 on the 9th because today's the 9th. And then I look and I'm like, wait, it's number 10. Also, I just realized it's daylight saving times. Don't know how I didn't peep that till like 5 in the evening, but alas. I'm feeling really good today. Right now, though, I'm particularly tired, but earlier I just felt really good, and I was like, I'm gonna go outside, like go by the store. I stopped by Joann's because they're closing down, and I saw they had the sale signs out, and I thought it was gonna be some real good deals, but they're still trying to be cutesy with a little 20%. They say 40, but not a lot of things are 40%. They're still trying to be cutesy about it. I'm like, babe, bring out the damn you're taking that stuff for free, please. Don't play games. So I'm gonna just hold out. But I did get some zippers, and then I did my grocery shopping. I plan on like what I'm gonna eat this week. I was feeling really good today, but because I finished like my thrifting project, my thrifting in Japan video project, and like that was, I think I was talking about it before in like other video journal entries, but like that was like a form of content that was like kind of different for me. It was like a different approach to how I do my videos and just the idea in general. So I was like really nervous as I was thinking about how it was gonna go. So the fact that it's done felt really good, and I feel like it was a project that kind of like brought a bit of anxiety to me and like slight discomfort. And I feel like maybe that's like a good thing, you know. It's good to feel like certain types of discomfort in your work. I feel like I've heard different quotes, etc., about like getting in uncomfortable zones, but it was like a manageable kind of anxiety and discomfort, not necessarily like where I'm like, but you know what? It just kind of like, you know, shake some up in me. Like, I'm happy I saw it through. I feel like certain projects sometimes like that, if I'm just doing a personal project for myself, it's very easy for me to let that go on the wayside and like not get back to it for like a year later. But I feel like the fact that I was posting online and like people said on the first one, like, oh, I'm looking forward to part 2, it like really gives me that motivation to like, oh my gosh, so people are expecting to see a part 2, like let me make sure I get it done. It also made me like just think about different parts of my workflow, and this made me think about how I feel like the quick rapid turnaround of content is just like so detrimental. It's like being an artist and like creating, because even I couldn't push that process even if I wanted to. Like I wanted to post it like the week after, so like post part 1 and then next week post part 2, but like I couldn't do that even if I wanted to, because I just needed time to like process the information and like process the footage that was before me and understand how I wanted to edit it. So like I like couldn't rush it even if I wanted to, because I would go open my laptop and look at it and I'm like, okay, I want to edit, but I'm like, I can't. I haven't processed it enough. I haven't processed the ideas enough. I haven't processed like the storyline enough. I couldn't push the process. So I feel like just moving forward, I am gonna like try to keep up with timing, but I'm just gonna like allow myself space and room to like make decisions. So not where it's like I'm just procrastinating, but like allowing myself time to really like process things and like work on things, because allowing myself the time, that's what let me add like certain little like creative little assets and like elements, because you know I'm making some of those things and it takes time to make some of those assets. It takes time to like remove all the backgrounds to all these pictures and like get it right and like make this little like loading bar and do the little animation, like stuff like that takes time. So I'm gonna like allow myself some of that. So sometimes with certain videos like that, if it has to be like every week, and I've even seen like other channels that like make some really good videos. There's this one girl that like, makes like these really nice intricate videos and thoughtful videos about things. I think her name was like maybe Danny Lee, I can't remember, but I was looking at her page and like she posts I think like every month. So that gives me an idea of like certain type of pacing on timeline. I think for me personally, something that I was worried about like when I got into adulthood and like it was time for me like to do work and projects, I was worried about my pace, because I feel like internally I'm like a slower pace. I think because my West African roots, I feel like West Africa is like a bit slower pace than like maybe places like North America. And I feel like my mind wants to rush, but like my internal spiritual speed I think is slower. So like I always worried about like, am I going fast enough? Am I not finishing things fast enough? Like when I was going into the workforce and I was working on projects, I was like really keen on knowing deadlines, because I wanted to make sure I met them. I wanted to make sure I like understood how long it takes me to do things. I think with that worry, it has allowed me to really understand how long it takes me to like finish certain work and do certain projects and like really gauge my capacity. But it's something I really worried about a lot. So I think I'm just gonna give myself that time moving forward and just, you know, taking things as it go. But I'm really happy that I got to finish that project. Oh, y'all, something crazy happened to me like yesterday. So as I was working on wrapping up the final edits of the the thrifting project. So I get a phone call, and I looked at the phone call. I almost didn't answer because I don't answer phone numbers that I don't know. But I looked at it and I was like, this number looked kind of familiar. I looked, thought it was like my sperm donor's number, like my bio dad's number. So I was like, wait, let me answer because I had a bad dream that something bad happened to him. So I was like, let me answer the phone call. It ended up not being my dad or my sperm donor dad, but it ended up being some guy that I met like 2.5 years ago while I was shooting content for a specific video. I remember exactly. I was making content for this like small short form video. It was like how I would dress, like inspired by this song, and the song was Freaky T. And I was like doing little shoots at different locations. And like one of the locations was at this gas station. And it's gonna be obvious I was making content, I think. So people were like, oh, like they're curious about it. And these two dudes were like, oh, like, could you take a video for us? And I was like, sure. And I took the video for them. Like I went home and I did like a little edit to it, a little like, just a little guy voice or like a dude aesthetic type of edit that like a guy would like, guys would like. And I sent it back. And I guess he really liked it. He was like, what's your Cash App, whatever. I think I sent it, but I don't know if he knew it was exactly my Cash App, but like, and that was it. I really didn't hear from him. He didn't say nothing. I didn't think about it after that. That was a year and a half ago. So I get this phone call. I answer. It's the dude that I took the picture for. And he was like, yeah, I've been trying to call. Like, when he answered with like enthusiasm because he had been calling and I didn't pick up the phone because like I don't answer numbers that I don't necessarily recognize. And like he was like, is this Nicole? I was like, yeah, but who is this? And he like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so and so. Like, you took these pictures for me, and I just wanted to like call and thank you because I always thought about it and I thought it was like really nice and I thought it was like a genuine thing to do and I don't really experience the type of genuine things. And I was like, oh my gosh, the fact that somebody had been thinking about me and like had goodwill towards me just somewhere in the blue, man, I was like, wow. Because especially me, I don't necessarily understand how people perceive me. Like, I always think, like, when I meet somebody, I always think that they're just gonna forget about me. Like, if I see somebody that I've, like, met before, but I'm not, like, super familiar with, I just always think they probably forgotten about me. They don't remember me, stuff like that. But, like, somebody actually called me and was like, oh, my God. Like, thank you for that. And it just was, like, such a note to, like, be mindful about how you treat people. For me personally, like, my philosophy is, like, treat people how I would like to be treated. But people give me vim, not vim, but people give me, like... And I gotta, I'll bug up with you. But for the most part, I always try to go into situations treating people well. And that was just like a reinforcement to like really be mindful of how you treat people. Because when I like interact with people, I try to bring up something positive, I want them to walk away with something positive. So I was like, wow. But I feel like on the flip side of that, it made me think about my relationship with my family and like how my family perceive me. I feel like my relationship with my family makes me feel like not my best self. I feel like my worst self sometimes. I feel like I'm not doing enough, or am I selfish, am I this, am I that? And like, especially when I have like certain turmoil with my family, with certain situations. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like they do stuff to get certain reactions out of me. I think family would do that. But sometimes I'm like, I always think about like the same way that I act with people. Like, should I be the bigger person when I'm like in certain situations with them? And then I realized I'm like considerate towards you. Like, I'm always being a big person. Why is nobody being a bigger person towards me? So it makes you like, be more reserved and like want to act a certain way. And I don't want to act that way. And it makes me feel like, I'm like, damn, why am I like this? Like with other people, I'm like, I think I'm nicer, I'm a better person. But like, why do I have to feel this way like with family, stuff like that? So it made me think about that. And this made me think about how I want to navigate relationships with my family in the future. And it's like such a hard thing to think about. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I want to be mad about something, but I feel like I can't even be mad because in the back of my head, I'm like tomorrow's not guaranteed. You just never know what happens. Like, let things go. But at the same time, it's like, why do I always have to be the one to do that? It like really like made me think about that. And I'm still trying to like figure out what way to go with that. Because I feel like with people that are not family, I would like cut something off in a heartbeat. It doesn't have to really be something super bad, but like you have to preserve your energy. So I would like leave things alone. But with family, like you can't really do that. And it's like such a hard dynamic to like work around. I feel like my family's never done anything like super detrimental to me where I would like, I'm never gonna talk to you again. But at the same time, it's like, I think it can be frustrating. Well, let me think of my notes to think about what I want to think about next. Ooh. I am low-key I've been feeling stressed for like the past few weeks because my work contract will be coming to an end like relatively soon. And then this job market is like, so I'm like really stressed about it. Like, I don't know if I would like go on full time with them. I don't know if that's even an option. And I don't know like how I feel about it because if I go on full time, I'll have to go into the office. and I don't want to go into an office. I feel like I've been really lucky when it comes to like my work and job environment. Like before I work in like tech, and that's like kind of really loose. And like now, like this contract was fully remote, and it's like, oh, I needed that. I feel like if my like work and like career experience was like your typical 9 to 5, go to the office every day. I think I mentioned this before, but like my spirit would have flew out the window. Like I just would not be able to like last. And like being fully remote, it's just the way. That's the way. And I feel like employers are like being so regressive about things. I feel like low-key lot of aspects of life are like regressing backwards, but like it's just such a like pissing contest, I feel like, with companies, because I'm pretty sure there was a study that said productivity increased with remote work because people are getting back time. I feel like companies, one, either they want to make the use of their real estate, their commercial real estate, or two, they're like I said, in a pissing contest, and they just don't like people having a certain amount of freedom. They're like, you need to be making every dollar. All of your energy needs to be making $1 for me. So they want to like give back. And it's just like, let it go. And I'm wondering how Gen Z is going to react. It's like, going to react to this, because I feel like Gen Z will be the ones to have more pushback. Because like I said, I'm late Gen Z, like really late Gen Z. And like I said, like the older like work dynamic, like, ooh. And I feel like people are, especially Gen Z, I feel like Gen Z is also getting tired, because it's like you put in this work, you back in the day so much was guaranteed to you, and like now today not as much is guaranteed to you. So it's like, what's the point? So it's like right now it's an employer's market, but as people start aging out the workforce, they gonna be like, I heard Japan right now is in employee market, and like the like workforce in Japan is like trying to remediate, no, is that remediate the right word? But like they're trying to make work more appealing to like young generations, because they need that new talent, especially as like their population in general is aging. So hopefully we get back into an employee market. I just feel like I'm like going off. I just feel like I'm so damn motherfucking tired. Like I feel like ever since I was young, every time like as I'm getting older, every time that I'm about to get to an age of something that I've been looking forward to before, suddenly the goalposts move. Even when I was young, I feel like this generation goes through it. Like when I was young and I was in like primary school, when you got to 6th grade, you got to be in this little, you got to like be old enough to sign up for this thing called like Twin Club, which is like this little like fun after school thing. And like when I was younger, all the older kids got to go and have fun. Tell me why when we get to 6th grade, when I finally got to 6th grade, Twin Club was over. And I feel like that was the start of something. Because even now, like when I got older and like when it was time to freaking like buy a house, for example, now interest rates are like skyrocketing, and like just a few years ago interest rates were bad, and interest rates make such a difference in your monthly payment. I swear to goodness, if I would have gotten my house like a few years ago, my monthly payment would be cut by probably like a fourth, and like it really pisses me off. And then the same goes with like job market now. I feel like back in the day, people were more willing to let you like learn on the job and to be able to pivot into a different career based on like your I think I forgot the word for it. What's the dang word? Your transferable skills. People were more acceptable of that and more lenient about that. Nowadays, everybody wants this damn unicorn to just like flutter down from outer space and do to do like 10 roles. And it's just like, it's really, really blowing me. Every time I get to the age of something is changing. But yeah, it's really fueling my drive again to like start building this income and getting something like solidified, so I don't have to really rely on like one area. I'm stressed because to get my job I'm in now, I feel like I was applying to jobs while I was at my old job. I was like applying for a while before I got this role. And this role I knew was contract, and I think contract could be riskier, but I wanted to do contract because I knew I would like learn more, and I did. Like immediately, not just learn more, but I knew I'd be able to apply like certain skills that I had that I felt like I wasn't applying my old job. I knew I'd be able to apply those more, and I have been able to do that at this job. So I'm like, I'm happy I made that jump, but now it's time to like look for something else because it was contract and stuff like that. I'm like, oh. And I like my current job. Like I really like my supervisor, real cool people. I like people that I work around. Like I like the job that I'm doing. I think maybe I can be doing a little bit more exciting within that role, but personally, I don't need my like paying job 9 to 5 to be like super extraneous. Like some people are like, I'm not feeling challenged, I don't really need to be super challenged because I do so many other things on my own personal time. Like I'm doing ceramics, I'm doing my videos, I'm doing the channel, I'm doing music. So like I don't really need to be like super strenuously challenged at work because I have like my buckets outside. So it's like, I'm just thinking about it. I just want to make more money. I do want to make more money. I want to make like at least $40,000 more dollars. But man, I'm stressed. I'm thinking about that. I hope things work out well. And speaking of like making more money, I've been thinking about this for some time, but like trying my hand at like trying to make money from music professionally. Not even like the traditional sense of like being this popular artist, but like maybe being like the singer of like a wedding band. I feel like before I wasn't as confident with my voice, but I feel like as I've gotten older, I feel more confident about my voice. I think like as I'm gaining confidence around a bunch of other things, I'm feeling more confident about my voice. And I feel like, maybe my voice is actually not that bad. And if I put in the work, I can have the vocal agility to like do something like be like a wedding singer or something. So I wonder if like if I want to try something like that out. Let's see, what else have I been thinking about? Ooh, with that being said, especially about like building confidence, like I recently saw this video. I forget her name, but if you see her, if you on that side of like TikTok and the internet, if you see her, you recognize her. The way she was mentioning how like she didn't like the term creative because it wasn't like da-da-da. But one thing she said was it feels like it's used by people who are afraid to call themselves an artist. And I was like, damn, this bitch just clocked my tea low key. Because I feel like a long time, I always felt like, since I'm not making money from it, can I call myself an artist? And now I'm like at this point where I'm like, actually, you know what? I am an artist. If I'm not an artist, then what? So I feel like from henceforth, I will be claiming the title of multidisciplinary artist. And nobody can tell me shit about it, Like, so what? Like, who's going to tell me otherwise? Like, even if I was making the most trash art in the world, bitch, I can still call myself an artist. So I'm really going to live within that and ground myself in that. And I feel like it's really, like, opening a floodgate for me because the fact of, like, not calling myself an artist really exemplified how I have certain mental blockers and how I perceive myself. And I feel like I've been saying I'm gonna try to remove these obstacles in front of me. It's like an obstacle about how I progress and how I succeed. And like I've said before, I need more audacity because like you need audacity to get to big places and to do big things. So like I'm just thinking like I'm gonna claim it. I'm gonna stand within it. I do feel like I'm a bit more like I'm slightly more timid than I used to be, and I'm trying to like undo that. I'm gonna like do things to really like put myself out there with people in public and things like that. I have this like concept of a segment that I want to post on the channel. I haven't done it yet. And I think coming this summer, I'm gonna push myself to do it. It involves kind of street interview-ish stylist type things and like approaching strangers. I'm gonna like really force myself to do at least one episode of that this summer. But those are what I was thinking about. Is there anything else that I forgot? Oh my gosh. So I was at the grocery store. I mentioned I was doing my grocery shopping earlier. And as I was walking out, I saw a lottery machine in the grocery store. Another conversation for a different day. But I saw the lottery machine and I thought it reminded me of something I said to myself a long time ago. When I was young, I feel like I said to myself that I didn't want to win the lottery. I wanted to earn my wealth so that way I can really feel proud of it and know that I earned where I was. And I thought to myself, like, how young and naive I was. Actually, I think I low-key do still stand on that. I think I still stand on it. But damn, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know I was having to, like, grit that thing out the mud. And I feel like that shows the power of the tongue. Because, baby, life has been making me go for it. But I think I still stand on that. Because I feel like the need of having to go after it allow me to really try my hand at so many different things that I don't think I would have if I just had a bunch of money. For example, like, if I was doing music and I just had a bunch of money, I wouldn't be enticed and like excited to try my hand at like certain production and try my hand at certain mixing and like try my hand at ideating certain concepts and like just a bunch of little things that I wouldn't be able to do because I feel like a lot of things that I've stumbled into was from a need. Like it was from an idea that I had, something I wanted to do that I necessarily couldn't do myself, so I needed to find a solution, and the solution was to learn it and to figure out how to do it. And if I had money, if I had like a lot of money to me, I don't know if I would have like done it as much. Maybe it's in my nature because I'm pretty curious and like every time I see different little things, my like mouth just salivates like that looks so interesting, that looks like cool. So maybe my nature would have led me to it anyway, but who knows? But it does show you like the power of the tongue, and that's why I'm like, as I've been learning about that like throughout the past year or so, I've been like so careful about what I say. Cause baby, you'll get what you ask for sometimes. But damn, it really unlocked part of my memory. But I've been yapping. How long have I yapping? 20 minutes. Let the ambulance pass by. Whee! Summer is coming. Wow. I'm looking forward to summer. I'm seeing, like, today's a nicer day, so I was seeing people out doing their little jog and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, it's getting nice out. So, I was looking at the trees, because, like, I always like to notice, like, as the weather starts changing, and, like, we're still transitioning out of winter, you still see, like, the dormant trees. I love trees. For some reason, I just love trees. And I was just looking at them. It's really interesting when you see a really nice day that all of it screams spring, but the trees are like, wait, bitch, I'm not here yet. My leaves haven't bloomed yet. You're gonna wait for me. And the trees are still dormant and, like, they're still, like, bare to the bones. I really love that. I don't know why it's just so interesting to me. But yeah, that's my thoughts for this week. That's what I was thinking about. Hopefully I'll be in the same energy and the same pacing. I was low-key actually tired right before I started filming this. For some reason, like, as soon as I, like, came back from groceries and I put my groceries down, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna film my journal entry. I sat down for a second, I got back up, I'm like, I'm dead, I need a nap. But now I have energy again. So hopefully it's gonna carry over, work on different projects and see what we can do. I think I'm still yapping. I got a new iPad. I'm finally upgrading my iPad. I've had this iPad for so long, and I probably wouldn't have upgraded it if I didn't want to do more with it. And when I bought this iPad, I didn't really necessarily want an iPad. I got it when I was going into university, and I needed this for, like, my music major, because we use GarageBand to, like, make little things, and they were like, get an iPad. And at the time, I had just bought my MacBook, so I was like, dang, I have to buy an iPad too. But now I love the iPad, and I probably would have had this iPad 10 years if I bought an iPad with enough space, because this iPad only has, like, 32 gigs. That tells you how old it is. But I was thinking about the iPad. I was like, should I get it? And I was thinking about it, and and I got one. So I hope I can, like, create more things and be more playful with it. As I've been, like, doing the little animation intros for my videos, for, like, my thrifting videos, it's making me want to do a little bit more. I don't know, I don't want to, like, get super obsessed with animation or anything like that, but I've always liked animation. I've always thought about it because I feel like it would give me a way to create scenes that I couldn't tangibly make myself and, like, video myself. Because there's just certain things, like, you can't do, like, it exists in a different realm. So I was like, dang, maybe this will give me access to do something bigger, especially with, like, my music. I can create little scenes for my music and stuff like that. But I feel like that would be so much to catch up on, because I'm not super good at, like, drawing full body scenes and all that stuff. I think I'm stronger at, like, doing pencil portraits. So I'm like, But I don't know. I hope the new iPad will, like, allow me to do things. I feel like having an iPad, you feel like you can take on the world. I hope I do good things with it. I'm going to be doing some music stuff with it, because apparently it's pretty powerful. So I'm like, I'm not going to upgrade this iPad for a while. So I got what I wanted. I got a Pro, and I was like, I'm going to see this through to the end. I'm going to see what this bad boy got to do. So I'm excited about that. Well, that's my thought. That's officially my thoughts for the week. Bye, me. See you next week. Bye.